Peace, soul family. I say hope all is well. It is your boy Ethan Group. Right now, you are tuned into my channel, Cup of Divine Ether Scribes. You already know, hell, got them codes straight to the Most High. I'm gonna tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. So make sure you're drinking this cup. Gratitude, integrity, and heart. Family, listen. What I'm about to speak on right now is some IOU knowledge. So this is another IOU knowledge inload for you, family. All right, so many of you probably was raised in religious families. Your parents made you go to church and all them different type of things. You had to learn the Bible and peace. And you had to learn the Bible and all them different things. And I need you to understand, overstand, and understand the knowledge of a lot of that shit was false that you was taught. It was fake. It was false. The book, the Bible itself said man should not take or add to the words of the Most High, and that was done in that book. So that was done with it. I need you to understand that there is some truth in every religion, but you gotta have the spirit of discernment. You gotta have that spirit of discernment to decode what you are reading, family. Because the truth be in your face, but if you don't have the spirit of discernment to understand it on that conscious level, then you just be out here spreading more false knowledge, family. You don't want to be out here spreading false knowledge when you are someone that holds ancient knowledge. Ashe, Ashe. So what I'm just speaking on right now is the 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish. You probably heard of this story growing up in church. Those of you that grew up in church that's not dealing with the religion side, you spiritual now, you some spiritual warriors. So we're just gonna speak on the 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish. You know, in the Bible, the Christian Bible with the white Jesus and all. In the Christian Bible with the white Jesus and all that old shit though. They said that I'm doing great, brother. They said that Jesus fed 5,000 people with 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish. Now I'm not saying that 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish. Now I'm not saying that the ascended master couldn't do that because he can. You feel me? But that wasn't what he literally did. It was spiritual ancient knowledge that he was giving them. The 5 loaves of bread was resemblant to the 5 parts of your codex, your soul, your essence. He was giving them knowledge of who they are. And then the 2 fish, as you know, the 2 fish is fertility, feminine energy, mind, the heart. You feel me? So I'm about to break down the 5 loaves of bread. And I spoke on this in some of my spiritual self-mastery. This is what it's about. So the 5 pieces of your codex. So the 5 loaves of bread. The first loaf of bread that we gonna just still use the loaves of bread. Alright, so as you know, when you begin to awake on your spiritual journey and start your ascension, your first thing is self-awareness, self-consciousness. That's the first key, soul family. That's the first key to your codex and unlocking your soul essence and who you are. The first one is self-consciousness, self-awareness, how you want to see it, how you want to say it. So that was the first loaf of bread that he was speaking on. Self-consciousness. It said, I got all this, I got hella knowledge that I channeled and all type of shit. Listen, self-consciousness. Perceiving and understanding the things that make you who you are and as an individual, like personality, actions, values, beliefs, who you are. You start to wake up and realize the people around you, people, places, and things, they're not for you. People been going against you. You start to see your family, friends, and all this shit right here that never really had good intention for you. That's because that's the first part of your awakening. Waking the fuck up and paying attention to what's going on around you. Good intention for you. That's because that's the first part of your awakening. Waking the fuck up and paying attention to what's going on around you. and realizing that there's more out here than what you've been programmed to believe. So you got to deprogram and reprogram your mind with the correct consciousness, so the correct ancient knowledge. So that was the first loaf of bread, the awakening, family. So the second loaf of bread, the second part of your codex is once you awaken, then you know you got to start that self-love, family. You feel me? Tapping into you, understanding yourself. That's the second part of your journey. The second part of your codex, self-love. You got to learn to love you. Unlocking your heart chakra, pulling that energy back in, soul family. Standing on business, family. That's the second loaf of bread that he was speaking on. Self-love. The five selves. Part of your spiritual self-mastery. Positive feeling of appreciation for yourself, key component of self-esteem and self-compassion, has positive impact on health and relationships. Put you first and accept yourself first. You know, that's the second loaf of bread that he was speaking on, family. It wasn't real bread that he was feeding them. He was feeding them ancient knowledge. Thank you for joining the team. Ashe, Ashe. The third loaf of bread that he was speaking on was stepping into your power after you found what? That self-love within. You see, you got to detach from these titles. Your mama, your daddy, your uncle, your sister, your brother, all these different things, because you start to realize, like, damn, I'm the main character. So these people around me, they really be bots. They be programmed. As soon as the Most High allowed you to awaken, them bots, they go to glitching. They get to glitching. And then, damn, everybody around me coming up against me, going against what the fuck going on? Because they were programmed to do that. Some of you were never meant to awaken, but you did, and you started seeing all the shit that I'm talking about right now. Some of you already went through this already, family. 3, stepping into your power. That's your ascension. Step 3, he was talking about your ascension. So they hate that. They hate this. I was trying to upload this video with the photo of the Ascended Master Jesus, but Messiah, whatever you want to call him. But my phone, the clone get full ad phone, ready to play with my phone, family. But I'm gonna still make sure y'all get the message, and that's all that matters. Period. So the third loaf of bread was self-power. The ability to connect to your higher self, higher power, and gain insight in the true nature of who you are. You feel me? Things like, you need to be doing things like journaling, practicing the energy, being creative, and meditating. Those things right there, your self-power, soul family. That's why, soon as you awaken, you start meditating and going within and all them things right there, because that's the third loaf of bread that the Ascended Master Jesus was speaking on, family. Don't worry, I'm gonna be bringing y'all more ancient knowledge and decoding and more shit. It's just certain. It's when I'm divinely guided to bring it to you, so family. I can't just. Oh yeah, let me gonna bring y'all this knowledge right here, like, cause I want to. Nah, I gotta do this when I'm divinely guided to do it, family. Ashe. So the fourth loaf of bread that the Ascended Master Messiah was speaking on was self-control. You feel me? The 5 selves, the fourth loaf of bread with self-control. Thank you for the gifts, bro. Self-control is the ability to regulate your thoughts, emotions, and actions in the face of temptations and impulses, improved by knowing strength and weaknesses, now and knowing who you are. Really self-control, really knowing who you are, family. Stepping in and knowing who you are and letting go of all these things. That's why when you're going through your spiritual rebirth, you got to let go of all the old ways of yourself and really embrace the new version of you, because that old programmed version of you is being deprogrammed, and you are now being programmed with the correct knowledge, family. That is a fact. And self-control, just like when Jesus went into the wilderness for 30 to 40 days, he had to go into the wilderness. He went through a wilderness trial, so family. He had all type of temptation from the devil. The devil even tempted him to sell his soul for riches, fame, and all that shit right there. And he denied. You feel me? All that shit right there. You feel me? Self-control, knowing how to control thyself. You feel me? And this fourth loaf of bread is hard for a lot of people. The fourth loaf of bread is hard for a lot of people. Self-control, family. Ashe, thank you for the gifts. All right, so now we're about to speak on the fifth loaf of bread, family. The fifth loaf of bread that the Messiah was speaking on was self-discipline. This is the last part of your codex. And this is how you fully unlock your codex, so family. I'll be speaking on the codex. This is how you fully unlock it. Self-discipline. The ability to control your actions, behavior to achieve goals or maintain balance, your duality. Thank you for the gift. Look at this son. Come to some son children right now. Ashe. You know, creating certain routines, avoiding distractions, building that willpower, and managing your time for you. You feel me? And them are the 5 loaves of bread that the Senate Master Jesus was speaking of. You feel me? It wasn't about, it wasn't literal bread. He was giving them information on how to awaken their true self. That's what the bread was about. It was about knowledge, not actually. Let me feed 5,000 people. Let me feed 5,000 people with five loaves of bread and 2 fish. I'm not saying the Senate Master couldn't do that because he can if he wanted to. He was that tapped in. He had supernatural abilities. I'm just saying that. Shay. So then we get into the 2 fish, family. 2 fish. The 2 fish was the divine masculine and divine feminine. You feel me? The 2 fish. Knowing how to be in duality and control yourself. Now, what is the divine feminine? That's that heart, baby. It's that heart. You feel me? Then you got the divine masculine. What's the divine masculine? The brain. And that's why you gotta have both of them interconnected. All your chakras should be in alignment. But these two mainly, because these are the 2 most important organs in your life. Your mind functions a lot just like your heart pumps, keeps you going, keeps you going. That's why you got to do. That's why you always being told, make sure your heart open. I always tell y'all, make sure your heart space is open to receive your blessings, things like that. So, family. So now we're gonna speak on the heart. You feel me? It's not long, you know what I mean? Just he was just telling about having your heart open and loving yourself, which is part of your self mastery, family, and things like that. Now we're gonna speak on the consciousness, the other fish. You feel me? Your duality, consciousness, family. So boom, right here. You got once we get to the crown chakra. No, that's that divine, that oneness, that pure consciousness. Once you elevate to the 13th dimension, the 13th dimension is pure consciousness. That's straight pure consciousness. See, a lot of light workers, things like this, they are only tapped into the 5D. You feel me? 5th dimension consciousness. So you may be tapping into like lower gifts and things like that. But when you elevate your consciousness, you're gonna be able to tap into supernatural abilities, family. All right. And that's why I say raise your consciousness. Your consciousness, you're gonna be able to tap into supernatural abilities, family. All right. And that's why I say raise your consciousness. But make sure you keep your heart open, keep your eyes on mission, keep your heart open. So, whoever that's for. I say, and we get to higher realms of consciousness. Even your soul stars. There's 3 more above your head. You got a soul star that's about a foot above your head. You feel me? Your soul star, which it's like your soul essence. And then you get to your stellar gateway where all your soul fragments and things like that are held within, family. That's like ultimate ascension when you have that stellar gateway open. Then you get into the cosmic gateway. And then the last one above your head is the universal gateway. That's when you get to multi-dimensional traveling. That's when you really conquer spiritual self-mastery. So, and that is a fact. I say so. Like I said, this is just a quick IOU knowledge. I want about to get up here and just ramble on, like your live streaming style. We can be friends on TikTok. Add me, soul family. I'll add you back. So I was just getting up here to speak on the 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish, soul family. And if you pay attention, 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish, that's 7. 7. I always tell y'all 7 is a spiritual number. He was giving them the knowledge of real spiritual self, really tapping into your spirit body, who you really are, family. Like I said, make sure you are always seeing beyond the illusions that surround your spirit body, who you really are, family. Like I said, make sure you are always seeing beyond the illusions that surround you, family. Because a lot of the shit that you were taught is false. I'm telling you what I know. What I know for a fact. But those of you that's here and you didn't know this, now you do, family. You feel me? So make sure you are working on that codex. Make sure you are working on your 5 loaves of bread and 2. Just saying. You feel me? But outside of that, I love y'all. And you already know, whenever it's divinely guided, I will be back with some more OU knowledge. Ashe, come straight from the Most High. Ashe, Ashe. So continue to strive, continue to thrive, continue to stand on business. Because every time you smile, you make another hater mad. Every time you smile, you slave to me. Every time you smile, you just keep getting more blessings. I mean, every time we smile, the universe and Mother God is smiling. So continue to smile, continue to strive and thrive. And I will be seeing y'all in about an hour and a half. I will be going live. I do have a message. So about another hour, maybe 30 minutes to an hour. 30 minutes to an hour and a half, I do have a message for y'all. And y'all gonna love it. Because you know I'm talking. You stop playing.